Welcome, everyone. Today we are heading to Cognac. So this is, I think this is our 96th webinar, uh, which is totally exciting in and of itself. Uh, I have we have some guests, as we always do. So let's start. So today we're back in France, continuing our travels through this incredible region of Nouvelle Aquitaine, located on the west coast of France. And if any of you have missed our past webinars that have been focused on the region, you'll find them as well as all of our others on the website at gtexperiences.net. So thanks again for joining us for what's going to be a great trip around the area of Cognac. And most of you, I just wanted to put in a couple of words about us in case you didn't know who we were. Most of you probably know who we are, but for those that don't, we're a tour operator with lots of experience in putting together wonderful customized itineraries for individuals, families, groups throughout Europe. We've got offices in Europe as well as here in the US. We're located in New Jersey. And my partner, Johnny, and I, we've been doing this for, I almost hate to say, each over 40 years. And along with a super knowledgeable staff, we're here to help you to create wonderful bespoke experiences for your clients. So just give us a call if you need help. And so much my pitch about the company. So I was looking this morning, spring has definitely sprung in Cognac. Today's weather is a lovely 68 degrees, and the upcoming weekend looks beautiful with temperatures approaching, I think, 80. So it's going to be really warm. We're going to be introducing you to a number of people in the region, a couple of hotels. So Sarah is part of the Cognac Tourist Board. Mendy has a terrific job working at one of the most famous Cognac houses. You'll meet Gary. Gary is at the Hotel Francois Premier, and Danny Perrier, and he's at Le Neuf. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of Cognac just for a moment. So everybody knows Cognac as a strong brandy, but today we're going to show you parts of the region that you may not know about. So it's not just about the brandy, even though that's the name. And having said that, I want to give you a little bit of history about this famous French brandy. So this part of the region has been farming grapes since the 3rd century. And originally the Dutch, believe it or not, came to this part of France because of the salt flats that were here. And in those days, that was like an enormous business. The Dutch couldn't grow grapes in the Netherlands, as you can imagine. Not, tulips, yes, grapes, no. So they started to import wine from the area. The origins date back to about the 16th century when they started to distill this beautiful grape into what's called an eau de vie, a clear alcohol, the water of life, eau de vie. And they wanted to keep the wine from spoiling on long voyages, and I guess they weren't worried about drinking and sailing. It must have been a pretty interesting sight, lots of drunk sailors. And this liquor had a much higher alcohol content and was not that pleasant to drink, or a little harsh to drink. But I've always said that the Dutch are pretty smart, and these Dutch traders figured out a solution, and they put the eau de vie through a second distillation, and they created a product that was easier to drink, and they called it Cognac. So this part of the region, they've been, as I said, they've been farming since the 3rd century, grapes since the 3rd century, and that the Dutch came here because of the salt flats. And there were enormous stockpiles of these salt flats in Dijon, and so they started to import wine into Holland, and obviously the rest is history. So we're going to start the webinar, and Sarah, if we could, maybe we can run through these slides together. So Johnny,
Yep.
we put together. So here's the region of Cognac. So you can see that it's just off the coast of France, just north of Bordeaux, and so this is the area of Cognac, and you can go through the next slide, Johnny. So this area around Cognac has been identified and categorized into specific regions, and this happened in the 1800s. And correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a lot of controversy going on at the time. There was smuggling. There were all sorts of things going on, and like further south in Bordeaux, the wineries down there, they started to categorize themselves, and the same thing happened in Cognac. And it was really to promote the specific cognacs and to create categories where the consumer could start to understand exactly what they were purchasing. We have some itineraries here, and you can find these. You'll find these itineraries on the web. We'll post this webinar later on today, and later this week you'll find them. So there's a bunch of itineraries, 3-day itineraries, 4 days itineraries that connect the region from one part of the region to the other, and the distances are very easy to get from Paris to Bordeaux City is a 2-hour TGV train ride. So that's very, very easy. There are no international flights into the region, but connecting into the region is very, very simple. So we're gonna launch a short video that you could see. So Johnny, if you want to do that. Great, thank you. So let's start, Sarah. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Tom? How are you, everyone? Pleased to meet you.
It's thanks for taking the time to help us put this together. So we're going to introduce you to, as I had earlier said, to a bunch of folks from the region, and you'll meet each of them as we go on. And if anyone has any questions, just use the chat box because we've turned all your mics off. So just feel free to ask anything you'd like, and we'll make sure to have it answered. So let's move to the next slide, Johnny. So Sarah, you're gonna drive today. The cognac is definitely one of my favorite beverages. So that's a good thing.
It also has to be your favorite region in France, Tom. It
is definitely one of my favorite regions in France. It's a region that's filled with so many different things. I mean, it's not. It's a big region, and it's a beautiful region, and it has everything that I love. It's got wine, it's got cognac, it's got great food. So to me, that's just and wonderful history, and we're going to learn a bit about that today.
Definitely.
So here we have La Rochelle.
Yes, so as you could see on the map earlier, Explore Cognac is a destination which combines two regions, two départements of France, Charente and Charente-Maritime. So we go from the Atlantic coast and La Rochelle, or the island of Oléron, or the island of Ré, that some of you might know. Beautiful sandy beaches, beautiful oysters. La Rochelle is a very vibrant city, very artistic, lots of bars and restaurants. And of course, the beaches, it's, either just do nothing on the beaches, but also fantastic place to do sailing, stand-up paddle, kite surfing, lots of activity, lots of cycling as well. Explore Cognac and Charente is the second cycling destination in France. It's quite flat, so it's pretty easy. A lot of beautiful, when we move inland, beautiful, sweet, cute villages, and also very historical sites in Saintes, in Angoulême. Here we have the city center of La Rochelle, Angoulême, which is classified by UNESCO as City of Art for it's the capital of comic strips. And of course, here you have a beautiful picture of the landscape. At the moment, it looks a bit like that, very green, very lush, rolling hills, little villages. It's just the perfect place to cycle, walk around, sit on a terrace, have a beautiful drink, do some river cruising on the Charente, which is the river, which is, I would say, the link that goes from Angoulême inland to the coast. You can rent your own boat or do more like cruising. Heritage sites, we've mentioned that before. Beautiful, I like to say, and I said that to Tom the first time, that I like to say that the destination is a bit like a sort of mini France. It has a bit of, well, except for the mountains maybe, but it has and the snow. It has a bit of everything that we like in France, and from the food to the sites to the villages, the lifestyle, and of course we have the cognac, which we'll come to at a later stage.
And very, it's family friendly, right? So it's not just
very easy to navigate from either by driving, taking trains as well from one city. You were saying earlier that so Bordeaux is I would say for the US market is the entrance of into the cognac area, but also through Paris. You can, as you said, 2.5 hour by train into La Rochelle or into Angoulême. Very family friendly, very beautiful properties, beautiful restaurants, and it's a very easy destination. A lot of people speak English. That's very important to know. It's a very English speaking destination. So people are English speaking clients will be much at ease. Beautiful food. We talked about the cognac. So of course, cognac is the sort of, let's say, the center of the region. It's the center of the vintages of cognac, which go from that cover the whole of the territory. But of course, most of the main houses and the major brands of cognac are in Cognac
and great oysters.
Great oysters from the coast. We also have our own caviar from Jean-Jacques, which is in Charente, Charente-Maritime. We have 7 Michelin star restaurants in the area. Wellness is the first wellness destination in France. A lot of thermal waters, seawater treatments. As we said earlier, lots of seawater sports from the coast to the river, of course, the cycling, the walking. It's a very easy and fun destination.
Beautiful. So what's our next slide?
Next slide will be probably the experiences linked to the cognac.
Johnny?
Yes, I played a video.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably the same as. No.
You know, the one thing that I just wanted to talk a little bit about is that it's a part of France that is really, I think, important not to just spend a short period of time to just visit. I think that it's really, there's so much going on in this area that there's lots to do over. You could park yourself in the region and spend several days in Cognac.
Definitely. When you're based, if you from Bordeaux, Cognac is an hour and a half, the maximum 2-hour drive, and people could easily base themselves in Cognac and use that as a starting point to discover all the main assets of the destination, which will be, I would say, maximum a 2-hour drive from there, maximum. So everything else can be done in a day, back and forth to the coast or to the south of the region, close to the Dordogne. Of course, we talked about, the center of it all are the cognac experiences. So we have beautiful big names and big houses of cognac, the famous houses, and we're lucky to have with us Chateau de Cognac with Baron Otard and Ducé with us. We also have so many small family-owned cognac houses. So they all offer very different types of experiences, and it's of course, some people will want to visit the big famous houses, and you have to go because the experiences are amazing. But it's also nice to just take a car and go to visit a family-owned business, because it's also a different experience, a different way of discovering how cognac is made, and to get to become a real expert in cognac. And you go from cycling in the vineyards to blend your own cognac, to discovering tasting. Well, Mendy will talk about her own experiences, but we have so many experiences and activities around cognac, even for kids. Well, not to drink cognac, of course, but even family. Like you can do electric scooter in the vineyards with Martel, with a house of cognac called Boinou. You can hike around walk around the vineyards with different information, a bit like a sort of treasure hunt.
You can picnic in the vineyards.
Picnic in the vineyards, as we said, cycling, but so much more to do, and to really discover. It's not, of course, it's about tasting, but it's also about the know-how and all the things, all the history, and all the jobs that are related to that, from cooperage to the master cellar, to all these things that are linked to cognac, and all the know-hows, which are absolutely fascinating, and that you can't just come in, go into cognac, visit one house of cognac and leave. That doesn't really, give you the whole picture. So it's necessary to come and spend some time and really experience one house in Cognac, one outside in the countryside, one even by the coast, why not, or on the island of Oléron, because again, it's completely different. And that is what is absolutely fascinating about the Cognac experiences.
One thing that I've never done that I'd love to do is experience the making of cooperage, the making of the barrels themselves.
It's very interesting. There's a very famous cooperage in Archiac, which is just more or less outside Saintes, let's say between Bordeaux and Cognac in a certain way, and it's the cooperage Alary, and it's really interesting. You can see the whole cycle, understand really how it's made and how each house needs their own way of making their own barrels, and it is fascinating.
Mendy, bless
Yes.
you. I was going to
Thank
say,
you.
and you're welcome. And my understanding is that these barrels, once they're used, they're recycled. They're not just thrown out, right? Some of them are sent to make bourbon in the United States.
Yeah, that's true. For Cognac is kind of different. They used to recycle it for wine. For Cognac, we keep the barrel long time ago. As an example, for us at the chateau, so we have barrel who has more than 60 years old, because we used to aging Cognac in it, so we keep it really long for a long time, and after we recycle it for different things. It can be for gift or it depends. But we used to keep it really a long time. The barrel, for wine they keep it maybe 1 year or 2 years, and they can sell it to different distilleries for whiskey or bourbon. But for Cognac, we cannot have a used barrel to do Cognac, but we keep it a long time. Yeah, for us at the chateau, we keep our barrel.
So what do we have? What's our next slide?
So we have Chateau Royal de Cognac. So Mendy will. This is a small map of Cognac, the city, just to show where Chateau de Cognac is, just by the river, at the bottom of the city, just close to the gates of the medieval gates of the city. And I will leave our friend Mendy to present it all.
Great. And we have a video that we're going to present that Mendy had helped put together. We had some sound difficulties, so Mendy's going to start by talking over the video. And at some point, I think that we were able to technologically get things to work, and we'll move back to the sound. And if it's not working, then Mendy, you'll just continue guiding us through.
Yeah, just to respond to Cynthia on the chat, of course, if you do not have car, there is a lot of tour in the middle town of Cognac, and you will have the presentation of Danny and Gary just after from the hotel. So the hotel are not far from the middle town, so you can do it by walk. So you can do a lot of tour by walk and just reach your hotel by walk, between 5 and 10 minutes by walk. So it doesn't matter if you do not have a car.
And what would you say is the best time to visit the region, Sarah? That's a good question. I know. You're going to say winter.
No, it's nice all the time. I mean, it depends on what people want to see and want to do, I would say. Of course, the shoulder season, springtime and the autumn are beautiful because the landscape is beautiful, the light is beautiful, and it's also like in the autumn, people can see what it's like to see the grape picking. In the winter, it's for really, Cognac experts. It's a great season because that's where people can visit Cognac houses where they do the distillations. So you can actually still see stills activated and smell the distillation. It's a really interesting time of year. And of course the summer is nice, is beautiful, but maybe not so much for for the ones who want a more private experience. And of course, we're not a mass tourism destination. It's still quite confidential. But of course, I recommend the spring and the autumn, and for cognac experts, the winter.
So there we go. Margie, I hope that answers your question. So why don't we launch the video? And Mandy, if you want, you can start.
Yeah.
You can start. And
Yeah.
Johnny,
Yeah,
just
sure.
great.
So, hello, I'm Mandy, manager of the Chateau of Cognac. So, the chateau is an emblematic monument in the middle town of Cognac, as you saw on the map. And before it was an historic monument, but now it's a production house for Baron and Ducé Cognac. So, Baron is really a French brand of cognac. Ducé is more well known in the US because this is a brand completely sell in the US market. And it was a partnership with the singer Jay-Z. So the brand is owned by Bacardi and Jay-Z. So just to let you know about what we do at the chateau, so we welcome many visitors each year to enjoy unique experiences and learn more about the history of the chateau and the creation of our cognac. So as I said earlier, so we are owned by the Bacardi Martini Group, who sell alcohol over the world. So the spirit tourism is kind of our DNA. So at the chateau, we organize some tasting experience, but you can also have cocktail masterclass. We also have a bar which is open during the summer, so June to September, and you can enjoy lunch and dinner too. So now we just have an historic point, as I love to say, but the Chateau de Cognac began life as a 10th century fortress designed to stop the Norman invasion during the war. And later in the 15th century, it became a stately home where one of our most famous king, Francis I, François Ier, was born. So later, the Baron founded these cognac houses in 1795, and he realized that the thickness of the wall offered exceptional and unique condition for aging his eau de vie. So he decided to build the chateau and completely save it from the total destruction after the French Revolution. So you will see on the video, but I'm on the courtyard of honor. We surrounded by the governor lodging, who were rebuilt in the 15th century by the grandfather, of Francis I. Maybe you can just stop, Johnny, for a second. So maybe we can put the sound at this moment because we are inside and the sound is good, and you will enjoy the experience as me in the chateau. So just to let you know, before the video finish, you will follow me. This is the same visit as if you do the tour, you know. So I will explore the room as a visitor in the chateau. So just to let you know.
No, maybe a little bit further.
The Chateau de Cognac began its life as a 10th century fortress designed.
It's large, Mandy. It's a big.
Yeah.
It's a big.
It's just after Johnny. Invasion during the French
Yeah.
of Francis I for aging the chateau from the total. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Great.
As our beautiful secret cellar tour, where you can taste the cognac directly extracted from the barrel in the cellars. And after you will have the visit of the King apartment, or we have a beautiful King collection experience where you can drink and taste exceptional eau de vie, really cold eau de vie in this King apartment. But
it's also a tasting. You can taste, right? It's not just a visit; it's also a tasting.
Yeah. Now, as you can see, you will see in this room. A double room for the King apartment. So this is also an incredible place to organize different events, a seminary, team building, or event as you want. Yeah, this room is kind of particular because it's normally closed to the public and we open it only for VIP experiences.
It's a beautiful room. Beautiful.
So we organize dinner, lunch, or tasting in this room. We open them only for exceptional tour and
What happened?
Jenny?
I don't know. He went back by itself.
Yeah, you know, I love to see myself, but the Renaissance architecture and really represent.
Okay.
That's that. Are part of the tour that we propose for the clients. So now I would like to take you with me in my favorite room of the chateau, the State and Inquiry room.
It's a beautiful, beautiful room. I understand why it's your favorite.
So this room was built by the King Francis I by its demand because he wanted really beautiful room to host sumptuous reception. As you can see, the style of the room is really typical of the Renaissance architecture and really representative of Leonardo da Vinci works. We don't know if Leonardo da Vinci built the room, but we know that he was really friendly with François Ier, so maybe it's work. So as you can see, we have a beautiful view on the river. And so François Ier was really known to be a partying guy, so this is the reason why he decided to build the room. So you can see over there, there were a double chimney. We thought that the Baron Jacques decided to destroy the grilled chimney to stock this eau de vie over there, so it was a cellar. But later, Bacardi, the owner of the chateau, decided to restore the primary function of the room. So we decided to keep this room for different events. So we organize a lot of events through the year, as wedding or dinner or gala dinner even. So this is the function of this room. Beautiful room, for me, beautifulest room of Cognac. Yeah, and the fact is when you enter in the room, you can already smell the taste of Cognac because we have a cellar just under this room.
And what's the smallest size of a group that we could organize a dinner there?
Oh, 2 people, it's okay to organize a dinner. And also to say, as you can see over there, for the brand. So now I'll let you with our global brand ambassador US, Sullivan Doe, to learn more information about our Ducé brand.
Welcome to Château Royal de Cognac, a rustic castle next to the Charente River in the heart of the town of Cognac. It has history as rich as France. Real fact, first built in 950, this over 1,000-year-old castle saw the birth of the famous King Francis I. Let me show you around. This will be the fanciest episode of Cribs you have ever seen. In 1795, Baron Otard, a wine merchant, noticed the different climate within the castle walls. He found it to be the perfect condition to create cognacs and purchased the estate, founding one of the historical cognac houses. Flash forward hundreds of years later to 2012, when Ducé was created. While using over 200 years of knowledge in cognac making, what separates Ducé from the other cognac is that it was designed for the modern palate. the way we drink today. We are rewriting history in a good way. Each bottle of Doucet featured the cross of Lorraine,
Was that
which is the French symbol of
end of
resistance,
that?
honor,
No.
and courage.
Johnny?
It is a bold
Yeah.
logo for
It
a bold
stopped.
spirit.
No.
Now the best part of the tour, the tasting.
It's a place between French history and our cognac
Go, Johnny.
and our heritage. It's also a unique place for tasting our cognacs
No,
and
do you
delicious cocktail.
I don't
And
see that
also
it's...
a place when you
the
can
video has
organize
paused,
beautiful
Johnny.
lunches and
No,
dinner
it works.
in a
It works.
natural and royal
It works.
setting.
All right,
Just
good.
taste and enjoy.
In addition, we have a wonderful cocktail bar called Le Lys with a breathtaking view on the Charente River with the beautiful sunset of Cognac. I let you see it by video. Okay, so just to finish and make you a short resume. So the chateau is really a unique place because it's really an emblematic monument. This is placed between French history and history of Cognac and Hainaut heritage. So you can have unique experiences of visit, of tasting, dinner, lunch, and different even. And mostly in an atypical room. And we also have the chance to have a bar with the breathtaking view on the Charente River and its sunset. So I hope this presentation of the chateau will inspire you to come and visit us. And I'm open with Sarah and Danny and Gary to offer you completely package for your visit. So I hope you will enjoy the hotel offer just after me.
You're making me thirsty now.
I cannot send you a lot of cognac, but my heart is with you, okay?
Thank you. Thank you. So, Johnny, we're now going to move to, we're now going to present beautiful, one of the two most beautiful hotels in the city. And so the first is François Premier, and we're going to, Danny Druce. So, Danny, welcome.
It's Gary.
Yeah, why did I say Danny? Danny is at Le
Danny's to your right.
Yeah. He's up top. That's okay. Gary, good to see you.
And you too, Tom.
Well, welcome. I'm happy to have you be a part of this.
It's a pleasure. It's our pleasure.
So, is there anything in particular you want to talk about before we make the presentation of the property?
Well, a lot of it I've kind of covered on the video, but essentially it's just to say that me personally, I came to the hotel when it first opened. It had been closed for about 6 years when we took over the hotel in 2012 and renovated it with an idea of marrying a bit of modern sort of burlesque type of decoration, complete with staying within the character of the building as well. So I've been with the hotel since it opened in 2012, right the way through to its development, us adding more products, more hotels, more restaurants and bars to the group, to its modern day, where we continue to develop as well. So we have we're right in the heart of Cognac, very accessible. Everything's on our doorstep, as we were just talking about. The Chateau of Cognac, where Mendy's based for the Baronotard, that's literally a 2-minute drive or a 10-minute walk maximum down the road from the hotel. So, as I say, everything's on our doorstep. Yeah.
No, thanks. And so, Johnny, if you want to launch the video, and if anyone has any questions regarding the property, they can reach out to us. And let's go.
Hi, my name's Gary. I am the head of reception at the Hotel François Premier. I came to this hotel in 2012 when the hotel opened. I was part of the original team that started here, and my first role within the hotel was as the night concierge. I did that for 3 years and then moved to the day team, whereupon shortly afterwards I became the premier of the reception and then the chef de reception. And more recently, about a year ago, I became the head of receptions for both our hotels here in Cognac, with the François Premier Hospitality Group. With all the team, it's a great pleasure working at the hotel, working with the team at the hotel here. All the team are very focused on our clients and the importance of our clients and their enjoyment of both the hotel and the town of Cognac. We're all very passionate about the hotel and the town of Cognac. It is our number one priority to ensure that each and every one of our clients receives the best customer service possible within this hotel. The hotel is a very historic hotel centered right in the center of the heart of Cognac. It's very much a building of standing, very noticeable, very impressionable upon your arrival in Cognac, and that continues within the hotel. Some lovely decor. We've tried to renovate the hotel in keeping in the character of the actual old building, but equally bringing it into the modern age for all the comforts that you would want within a 4-star hotel. And to complement that, each and every one of the team, my team, are trained and receive an extensive training on basically complementing the hotel and complementing our service within that hotel to ensure that everybody has a wonderful time and is able to maximize their visit, enjoy and relax the hotel itself, but equally able to enjoy the lovely town of Cognac, which presents its lovely old streets heading down to the river. Lots of things to do here, even if it's just walking around town. It's you can spend hours just walking around town, taking in all the historical buildings that there are down at the castle, down on the riverfront. Many visits to the Cognac houses. There's a lovely walk along the river, equally able to do. And then it's not just centered around the Cognac houses. There are lots of other things that you can do within the town, as I say, visiting the public gardens, taking a boat along the river. Why not, if you're feeling a bit more sportive, canoeing along the river is equally something that I like to do. As I say, I've been at the hotel since 2012, but I recently moved to Cognac myself because I really enjoy the town itself. It has lots to do, and I find for myself and my personal life, it gives me a great activity. Somebody that likes his sport. There's lots of things to do sporting wise. There's a new swimming pool that's opened here in Cognac, just across the way from the hotel. We're lucky where a new sports centre has opened up, so that's usable. I use that sports centre to complement the fitness room that we have here in the hotel. So yes, I find the hotel a pleasure to work in. It is equally with the staff. Each day is an enjoyment to come here. Looking forward to the future. It is our number one goal and number one reason why we come to work here at the François Premier is to receive
Are we at the end of that video?
Clients and to ensure that they have one.
I think it's
My
going
name
to
is Cedric.
move to our
I
restaurant.
was born in Toulouse.
Great.
I'm 42 years old and I'm the restaurant manager in a La Belle Époque restaurant. In my job, I really like customer contact and share my passion with them. The restaurant La Belle Époque combines the code of the Belle Époque with bringing an air of modernity. You can find this one on different dishes, like a stuffed cabbage pie or the confit lamb, which are gourmet and comforting dishes. Our philosophy is to be smiling, attentive and caring about the guest. So, if you want to have a good time around a good food in a warm atmosphere, don't hesitate any longer.
Hi, my name is William. I was born in Yorkshire in the UK and I came to France 14 years ago. I grew up here, did all my studies in the hospitality area and came to Cognac in May 2023 and joined here in December in this very nice restaurant with homemade products. We try to make our clients feel at home, to enjoy their meals with friends or family. We work a lot with Cognac groups. We have a lot of American people, British people, French, Dutch, and we try to be very welcoming with open arms to everybody. We do a French typical cuisine with fresh products, local products. We offer a very good wine menu and a big Cognac with different bottles of Cognac, different brands. Cognac is a very beautiful town, very quiet, but very beautiful.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's finished.
Thank you, Gary.
Just to quickly say on that, Tom, so you kind of saw three different places. So the Hotel Francois Premier, which was the main focus of that video, is part of the group, the Francois Premier Hospitality Group. And within that group, the second part of the video where we met Cedric in his restaurant, that's the restaurant La Belle Époque, which is based in our other hotel in Cognac, which is called the Hotel Heritage in the pedestrian street, right in the heart of Cognac. And then we went to see William at the Restaurant La Maison, which is just over the road from the Francois Premier, and equally part within the same group, the Francois Premier Hospitality.
Great, thank you. Appreciate that. That's good. Good to know. It's there's a lot going on in the town.
Yeah.
And now, Johnny, our next, I think we're moving to our next presentation, and it's this time, yes, Danny, I think that you are. It's now you're on.
Yes, hi. Hello, everyone. I'm Danny James, the GM at La Neuve Hotel and Garden. We're a total different property than the Francois Premier. Francois Premier property is beautiful. It's right downtown, but we're more like a nature turn property. 5-star hotel, Bel Chateau. I'll let you discover it through the video. We're definitely a place where you can stay several days just to enjoy the calmness, and I'll let you discover just so you can see. We not right in the center, but we have our own shuttle to bring you everywhere you want with our own drivers. So just see the place. If you have any questions, let me know.
And Danny, and how far from the town?
Well, it depends. If you take the car, you're about 5 minutes away. If you walk, you would be around 25 minutes away. And by bike, it's around 10, 12 minutes away. Well, 10, 12, depending on how you go there. But I mean, we're always available to bring our guests in town, or to bring them to any visits they're going to.
Great, thank you. Let's launch the video.
Welcome to Nouvelle Chateau. My name is James Perrier. I'm the general manager of the property. Our vision here at La Neuve is really to create memorable experiences for our guests from the moment they arrive to the moment they leave, and even before they arrive or after they leave. Our team is really dedicated and engaged in giving them a sense of place and a true feeling of being welcome. We opened in June last year after a 4-year restoration process. The entire building has been redefined and restored to create a perfect match between the original character of the property and what we can find best as new and modern amenities. Guarded by an imposing 100-year-old sequoia, the Lenove is set in a 4.5 hectare of parklands. The grounds are home to some 400 species of flowers, fruit and ornamental trees, aromatic plants and forgotten varieties of vegetables. When you arrive here at Lenove, you really have this feel of being relaxed. You can enjoy nature, you can do activities on the Charente River that is right at the end of the garden. We have the pêcherie, we also have our beautiful winter garden. During the summertime, you'll enjoy the swimming pool and ground activities like, for example, molki, or you could play pétanque next to a beautiful small chapelle in the village. It's really a place where you feel at home and you won't really want to leave the grounds when you're here. As I was telling you, we have a beautiful sequoia and it's really the emblem here of the property. You'll find it whether on the woodwork or the stonework and the ironwork. Once our guests are welcomed in our beautiful lobby, we'll show them to our library to enjoy an afternoon refreshment with a little pastry, and after bring them directly to their room. We have a total of 12 rooms, 8 in the main building and 4 in our petit chez. They are all in the same style, yet unique. They offer multiple possibilities as of communicating rooms, the possibility to add extra beds, garden views, and even terraces. The material used in the rooms range from precious stones like Vietnamese marble or onyx from Pakistan, as well as fine woods from oak to touches of sequoia on the marquetry by Thierry Drevel, a well-known artisan in the region. As amenities, guests will be able to enjoy international TV channels, selection of the latest movies on demand, a selection of French snacks, and perfectly selected minibar items. Of course, we do makeup and turn-down services with personalized touches, and we are always available for any needs. Wherever you stay in the main building, you can always see the exceptional Murano glass chandelier, our hexagon, of which there are only 2 examples in the world. It was designed by the Italian glassmaker Barovier and Toso, who previously worked at Palazzo Garzoni, our Venetian property. 2 of their other creations, the Sphere and the Rossetti, were also specially designed for Lenove. As a Roland Chateau property, food is very important here at Lenove. We strive to offer seasonal menus and everything is homemade with the freshest ingredients available. Originally from Tarn-et-Garonne, a southwest region of France, Chef Carvalho, our executive chef, worked with some of the best French chefs, Yannick Aleno, Franck Putla, and Julien Gatillon. His aim is to create a bond between guests and the surrounding environment to offer an introduction to Charente products. He considers himself as a chef gardener, spending time in our garden to grow the best vegetable possible. Our pastry chef, Simon Souchot, comes from a family of pastry and chocolate makers. He worked alongside Yann Couvreur for years and fully embraced Lenove's approach to gastronomy. He creates seasonal desserts that perfectly match with Anthony Carvalho's cuisine. Our restaurant, Note, is designed to offer a fine dining experience that combines gourmet cuisine and warm hospitality. Note is an intimate restaurant with only 20 or so covers. It sets in a Napoleonian-style drawing room where mirrors meet with beautiful cornices. Guests can choose between a 4-course or a 7-course menu, both seasonal and adaptable to any dietary restrictions. As cognac can be blended, Chef Carvalho creates a blend of texture, flavors, and colors. It's a true blending art. Chef chooses a simple product to sublime it. Dining at Note is a true experience, where guests will be able to touch and see raw products, observe the last steps of blending a sauce, and many other surprises. Florentin Clément, our head sommelier, sourced the best wines from French regions. From Champagne, Bordeaux to the Rhone Valley, we have more than 700 references in our wine cellar. Florentin understands guests' expectations and offers a perfect pairing during the entire dining experience. He also worked closely with our mixologist Antoine Schilling to create a non-alcoholic pairing. Year-round, our guests can enjoy our bar, where, as you can imagine, they'll find a huge selection of cognacs. As connoisseurs know, all cognac houses has a corner called Paradise, usually hidden away at the back of the cellar and enclosed by a raw iron screen, behind which are stored past generation cognac barrels. La Neuve has its own paradise with some of the finest cognac of the region. And we have a little surprise for this summer. We'll be opening our rooftops for crafted cocktails, authentic finger food, and chill atmosphere for long summer nights. Our second restaurant, La Brasserie des Flâneurs, where Emily, our restaurant manager, welcomes guests in an old distillery, is a place where guests enjoy the charm of the woodwork and the fireplace in the winter, and are surrounded by nature during the summer on the terrace. We have a sharing table, as we like to call it, that can accommodate up to 16 guests for a confidential and intimate group experience. Les Flâneurs is our casual restaurant, defined by a concept of shared dish. Chef Carballo added his touch to some classics of French and Charente gastronomy, always with a little twist, all inspired by chef's childhood memories. Menus changes every 3 weeks to follow the season and product availability.
So it was a great pleasure to show you around here. There's always more to discover about this place, and our concierge team will be more than happy to assist with any organization of activities here on property in Cognac or around Cognac. As an additional surprise, we have a boat that guests can borrow and sail themselves on the Charente, and many more things to do. This property would be nothing without the humans that work here, and they're all looking very much forward to see you here on property, to welcome your guests. They are our real asset here, and we would be nothing without them. So, cheers, and I'll see you on April 4th.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Danny, that was really wonderful. You know, our goal with all of this is to introduce all of our clients really to people in the region, and all of you did exactly that. You made it turn alive. So I really.
It was homemade, so we did it with.
That's good. That's exactly what that's what we're looking for. It's not about a very polished, perfect video. Really, it's about feeling the essence of the destination and the property. And I think that I hope for everybody that's exactly what we accomplished today. And I want to thank all of you for providing us with all of the content for this beautiful webinar. So thank you all. And now we've got some prizes that we're going to be awarding to some of the attendees. So it's one night at in each of the properties, along with a visit of the Cognac house and a guided tour of Cognac. So provided by the tourist board. So it's a wonderful package of 2 nights. And for those that have not experienced Cognac before, this is going to be a wonderful thing. And then the second prizes are $300 additional commissions from GT Experiences. So hold on one sec and let's.
Yeah, I can tell you while you were finishing, I draw the winners, and the $300 goes to Margie Zdenek. Margie, you won $300, and the prize in Cognac goes to Ellen McDonough. So those
Great.
are the 2 winners of today.
someone down in Florida, and someone out on the West Coast. So that's great. So again, thank you, everybody. We really appreciate the time and the effort that you put into helping us put this together. And we look forward to sending clients to you and to your hotels. So thank you again, and take care. Enjoy.